night comes alive. MaxspeedTV, where the races thrive. Tires burn, a crowd leans in. This is where the action begins. Wheels spin, sparks ignite. Under the lights is a fierce fight. Chats alive like a racing heart. Is a place where legends start. Oh, MaxspeedTV, full throttle run. Broadcasting great chat, second to none. League action racing under the sun. MaxspeedTV, where the fun's never done. Thank you, ChevyLand.com. Now hurry and get you one, son. Tell MaxspeedTV sent you. Engines roar, the night comes alive. MaxspeedTV, where the races thrive. Tires burn, a crowd leans in. This is where the action begins. Wheels spin, sparks ignite. Under the lights is a fierce fight. Chats alive like a racing heart. Is a place where legends start. Oh, MaxspeedTV, full throttle run. Broadcasting great chat, second to none. League action racing under the sun. MaxspeedTV, where the fun's never done. Thank you, ChevyLand.com. Now hurry and get you one, son. Tell MaxspeedTV sent you. Engines roar, the night comes alive. MaxspeedTV, where the races thrive. Tires burn, a crowd leans in. This is where the action begins. Wheels spin, sparks ignite. Under the lights is a fierce fight. Chats alive like a racing heart. Is a place where legends start. Oh, MaxspeedTV, full throttle run. Broadcasting great chat, second to none. League action racing under the sun. MaxspeedTV, where the fun's never done. Thank you.
Shopping for a new Chevy? Chevyland stands apart from the competition. Explore over 12 acres and more than 260 vehicles with truckloads of savings, like $10,000 off select new 2026 Silverado 1500s, 1.9% financing on Blazer and Silverado, plus the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months complimentary maintenance. That's peace of mind, only at Chevyland. And that's why we're #1 in North Louisiana. Come see the difference for yourself at Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters.
Welcome back, race fans. Tonight, round number 5 of the OP Super Speedway Limited Series, season number 19 here at IRSS, the iRacing Super Speedway. Tonight, sponsored by Mark Mann. Of course, we also have a driver card here, and myself, Joshua Medlock, going to be calling the action for you all here tonight. Of course, Mark Mann, there is our driver card for Mark Mann. Of course, the stats are different from, since these were created, but why not go ahead and do Mark here tonight since he's sponsoring tonight. But it looks like we have here, and I can't really see it. No, I don't have my full setup with me, folks, so you're going to have to bear with me. But it looks like Mark Mann has, a lot of starts. And there is the stats that y'all can see here on screen from when this card was created. But I think it's going to be a good race out here tonight. I see Brendan Kennedy out there, my brother already out in chat here tonight, but taking a look at a pre-race analytics here this evening, an air temp of 70. Got some wind out there here tonight, too, at about 13 miles an hour, a track temp of 101 degrees, so it is a little slick out there and a little hot. These guys are going to have to be careful. 84 laps out here tonight, 252 miles. This track is 3 miles long. Unlimited tires, 44% fuel. So we're looking at about, I would say, somewhere at about 12 to 15 laps, give or take. However, it could be less than that. They are in the truck, so but 12 to 15 is what we're going to be shooting for. Pit road here at IRSS is 65 miles an hour with a pace speed of 90, and that pit road is tricky as well. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Taking a look at our point standings coming into round number 5. Adam Kilda, of course, 3 wins on the season. He is still up there in the top spot at 183 points. Rick Sanchez in second at 152. Gabe Butler with a win last week at 131 in third. Christopher Jordan in 4th at 128. Forrest Sparks in 5th at 127. Harold Rothery in 6th at 119. Travis Elliott in 7th at 118. Anthony English in 8th at 115. Andrew Zonto in that 9th spot at 114. And Andrew Schroeder is going to round out our top 10 at 110 points. Vicente Guerrero in the 11th spot at 107. Now, Rick Seabrands and Jeff Crosby Sr. are actually tied coming into tonight for the 12th spot at 106. Jason Berg in 14th at 94. Bubba Winningham in 15th at 92, and Mark Mann coming into tonight, rounding out the top 16 in 16th at 91 points. Eric, Steven, I see you guys out there in chat. How are you all doing? Of course, we've got a lot of racing to go here in the season still yet. Of course, IRSS tonight. We've got Daytona next week, followed by Talladega. Then we will be off the July 4th week, so no race there. So 3 races before the off week. And then July 11th, we'll come back to Daytona 08, then back to IRSS the following week. And then to end July, we'll be at Atlanta. And then to start August 1st, the final race of the regular season, the 08 of Daytona. That's the upcoming races on the schedule. Of course, if anything changes, we will let everybody know. But as far as of right now, that's where we stand here this evening. So should be pretty interesting to say the least. I'm looking forward to tonight's race. Looks like we've got coming down to about 4 minutes or so here, 4.5 minutes or so left in practice. Then we'll be getting into qualifying. But how are you all doing in chat out here tonight? Should be fun. Of course, a big shout out there to Mark Mann for sponsoring tonight's race. Looks like he is actually setting on pit road. Currently running in 19th here in practice. Joe Thompson sitting currently up in the top spot, and Dustin Logston in second, Gabe Butler third, Brett Wolf fourth, and James Pileski rounding out our top 5. But I did get my computer, for the most part, moved over to Van Buren. I was kind of worried tonight I wouldn't make it, but I managed to get it all done. Just waiting to get into qualifying here, folks. Of course, if you got a pick, store them out there. Of course, always we do got to ask, are we going to see any yellows? I mean, it's a very big possibility. Of course, pit road, I was going to talk about that real quick. Coming down pit road is treacherous, as that banking, that transition from the track to a pit road entrance can get a little sketchy. So we could have some wrecks coming down pit road for sure. You're really tired, huh? I hate that, Steven. That's not good. All right, we're coming down to 3 minutes left here. We're going to step aside, play the national anthem here tonight, folks. Qualifying here at IRSS should be underway when we come back.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so busking in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors, that Star Spangled Banner, yeah, wave for the land. I know the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Alrighty, folks, qualifying underway. Just waiting on the first times to roll in. Looks like Bubba Winningham out here, Jason Berg, Dustin Logston, Rem Wyatt, Rick Sanchez, James Pileski, Joseph Holder, Vicente, Anthony English, Nick Wing rolling out, John Spizek, Harold Rothery, Ron Dill, Dallas Childers, Ryan Whitaker, Jeff Crosby Sr., Brett Wolf, Dana Shepard, Jerry Bergeron, Zachary Workman, Scott Warren, and Dalton Hayes. A little bit too quick on the trigger there, Brendan. Flint knows the 78, so. All right. Time's rolling in. James Pileski, John Spizek up front. Oh, Vicente going to the top spot here. Five minutes, one lap. That is all they get. They got to get their qualifying best lap they can in that one lap. Joseph Holder, looks like Zachary Workman going to go up into fourth. Zente still holding the top spot here. I don't see. All right, I don't see Vicente unless he's not in Discord yet. So we'll kind of wait. But Scott Warren going up to the top, beating out Vicente for the top spot here with a minute 10 left. All right, just kind of Anthony English squeeze it out the top spot. 13 one-thousandths of a second ahead of Scott Warren. So now with 25 seconds left to go, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to finish their lap. Dwayne may be able to finish his lap here. See where that number 9 machine goes. It looks like a 57.182. It's going to put him up there in fourth. 4 seconds to go, though. Anthony English going to come away, it looks like, with the pole here tonight. He is going to get us going. Let's go ahead and get Anthony down here real quick. Anthony, once again, grabbing the pole, man. I think you got something figured out, but man, it's RSS. This track is tricky. Talk about it. How you feeling out here tonight for round number 5?
Not bad. That was the first full lap I've made all night. I was too busy trying to get my truck on the water barrels at the beginning of pit road all the practice.
Oh, wow. So you found them just a little bit early then here tonight.
Yeah, you hit him about 100 times a practice. That way you don't got to hit him during the race.
Right. All right. Well, it's 84 laps out here tonight, but man, this track is big, it's wide, it's long, and it's fast. You guys are going to be going over 200 miles an hour. How do you dodge the other drivers?
Oh, you get lucky. if it's like normal, I mean, it's going to be a lot of runs. So take the runs, try not to get run over if you're not the run. And then if they start dying, try not to die with them, you know.
Yeah.
It's, I think you just got to be cool tonight. Just be cool, calm, you know, maybe stay kind of up front. I think up front maybe if you can stay there might be the last place, but you never know, you know. Sometimes it's up front, sometimes it's in the back.
Yep. And sometimes it's all around. You just never know. So
Yep.
I guess we'll find out tonight, Anthony. Good luck. Congratulations on the pole here tonight. See what happens in 84 laps, bud. Good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to get him back down there to his team, and we're going to go ahead and grid him up here tonight. All right, Anthony English grabbing the pole out here with a 57.155. Congratulations, Anthony, on pole. Row 1 is going to be on the outside of him, Scott Warren. Row 2 is going to be Vicente Guerrero, Rick Seabrands. Row number 3, Dwayne Corbett, James Pileski. Row 4, Gabe Butler, John Spizek. And row number 5, rounding out the top 10, is going to be Dallas Childers and Zachary Workman. Row number 6. Row number 6 is going to be Rick Sanchez, Harold Rothery. Row number 7, Dana Shepard, Jeff Crosby Sr. Row number 8, Dustin Luxon, Jason Berg. Row 9, Brett Wolf, Jerry Bergeron. Row 10, rounding out the top 20, Josh Ball, Rem Wyatt. Row number 11, Bubba Winningham, Dalton Hayes. Row number 12, Nick Wing, Ron Dill. Row 13, Ryan Whitaker, Joseph Holder. Row 14, Stephen Miles, Joe Thompson. Row number 15, Andrew Zanto, Mark Mann, our sponsor out here tonight. Row 16, Christopher Jordan, Andrew Schroeder. Row number 17, and the last car here, 33 cars, is going to be 4 Sparks out here tonight. So 33 trucks here this evening. I think it's going to be a good, solid race. And, you know, these guys are going to have to be patient, though. Yeah, I know, Brendan. You don't need to. He knows him. He always talks about him like that. Let me see here. I can't do anything about it right now. I can't go in there and change it. So I'd have to go in under the MaxspeedTV, and kind of apparently can't do that at the moment. So, well, all right, here we go. Pace cars down for the first time here tonight and into that start zone. Here we go. Green flag is out. Boogity, 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 folks. We are racing here tonight at IRSS. You're going to see a lot of 3 wide. But that's up to you, Steven, if you want to go in there and do that. All right, can we get some green flag stops in here this evening? Gonna take a little bit to get around the track. They're not even up to full speed yet. 193, 194 miles an hour. Of course, the drivers in line are gonna be able to save and pick up a little bit more speed. But Scott Warren gonna go to the front, not even letting Anthony English and get up and around, but Anthony's going to fight back down there on that bottom. Who's going to lead the first lap here tonight? Going to have some 3 wide back there already, and Anthony English is going to edge out Scott Warren for the first lap here tonight. 83 laps to go. Yeah, you would have to log in with the MaxspeedTV account to do so. 906, Ryan Whitaker, 4 wide here this evening. Oh, Lord. All right, well, they got that figured out really quickly. 906 was all in the middle of that. Now they're back 3 wide. Jerry's put on the outside with the 54. Whoa, we've got a car down the track here. Oh! Jeff Crosby Sr. What happened to Sr.? Real quick, MaxspeedTV rewind. Oh, that's what happened. He got on the apron, got loose, and then ended up going back down the track. And then right into pit road. So, unfortunately, he's going to get a black flag for that. Harold Ra, 3. Good buddy Harold out here running in that 4 spot. He started 12th. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure he'll be back. I would have to go in there and put him in manually, it sounds like. There's a way to do it. I would just have to do it. Probably do that after the race. All right, Rick Seabrands, he's got a lap already under his belt here tonight. James Pileski right behind him. Takes almost a minute to get around the track. Oh, man, excuse me. Ryan Whitaker going to lead that lap. We see the 906, the 4A. Oh, we got some movement. We got some wrecking. Here we go. Zachary Workman going around. First to yellow here tonight. Let's find out what happened to the Instacart. He went instant left and then right. Oh, it looks like it might have started right up ahead of him here. The 76 and the 45. Let me see here if I can find. Okay, that is Scott Warren here in the 76. Looks like right there is where it all began. Scott coming up a little bit too far. Looks like the 047 dropped down, or the 47, and Scott went up right into the 45. And that's what got Scott loose and right down into the 19 of Zachary Workman. Nowhere to go for the 21. Nowhere to go for the 81 as they pile it up right behind them. And here comes the 995 as well, right into the back of Logston. Just slammed right in. He rammed him. A ram ramming a ram. There's a lot of rams in that one. Looks like everybody was able to, for the most part, get around the carnage back here. But first yellow of the evening, this is what we was talking about, is gonna have to be careful. Yeah, too much wiggle without the wiggle room. Yep. Well, I would assume we're going to see some drivers probably come down pit road, no doubt about it. Looks like Rem White is down there. He's got a meatball. He's going to have to use his fast repair here tonight. One fast repair, that is all they get, so they're going to have to use it wisely. And with a meatball, well, you don't have a choice, really, to use it. As we see Ryan Whitaker, John Spizek, Berg, Seabrands, Butler, Ball, Pileski, Hayes, Rothery, Holder, top 10, and the rest of the group come down pit road. Still a long ways to go, though. Yeah, thank you, Steven. I'll have to fix it. All right. Gonna be a little bit before we get back to green here. Off of pit road is gonna be Ryan Whitaker, Josh Ball, Jason Berg, James Pileski, Gabe Butler, John Spizek, Andrew Zonto, Jerry Bergeron, Rick Seabrands, Harold Rothery. Yeah, Harold. Anthony English, it looks like, got around as well. Bubba Winningham, Zachary Workman, Andrew Schroeder, Joseph Holder, Vicente Guerrero, Dallas Childers, First Sparks, Christopher Jordan, Rick Sanchez. So let's see who had to use their fast repair here tonight. I do see only one driver that did use it, and that was, of course, the 995 of Rim Wyatt. So Mr. Wyatt is going to have to be careful the rest of the race here tonight to get the best finish he can. Of course, any more meatball-style damage, and that will pretty much be his night. Yeah, don't be so quick to jump on that band hammer. All right, pace truck will dive down to the safety of pit road. Whitaker, Ball, Berg, Pileski, Butler, top five. That's the bad thing about this track is it's long. Where's old Batman at? Mark is set back here in 24th right now. Looks like he's coming back out from pit road. So, you know what Mark does? He just kind of hangs in the back, does his own thing, and then toward the end of the race, Steven, you know that. And that's when he, starts, Batmaning his way up, to the front. Of course, Mark sponsoring tonight. So, a big shout out to Mark for that. Of course, without, all the sponsors and from the drivers, I wouldn't be here. So, big shout out to all of them for doing that again this season. All across the board. Here we go. Green's back out once again. Ryan Whitaker on the loud pedal with Ball on the outside. And, that's, coming from, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, all across the board, all, from CFM to OP. Without all those guys doing that, all the drivers doing that, they wouldn't be able to get it broadcasted. So, big shout out to them for giving me something to do. Big shout out to all the sponsors out here for putting in the time, the money, the effort. So, yeah, if it's extreme the first time, then do it. But, if it's something like what he said, then I wouldn't worry about it. Side by side, not a whole lot going on. Josh Ball up front. James Pileski right behind him in the 93, and Josh is going to lead this lap. Oh, man. I'm tired. I had a long day. So if I yawn, sorry. Joseph Holder. Roll it up here into the 12th spot. Start. Oh, no. Zachary Workman going around again. Uh-oh, this ain't good. Zachary is not having a very good day here tonight. Gotta find out what happened to Workman here. He was Workman himself up there, and, well, unfortunately, he Workmaned around in circles. So, let's see what happened to the Instacart 19. Oh, could have been a little net code. It could have been the 10 coming down as well. Right there, it looks like the 10 Might have come down a little bit too sharp. And right into the 19. Yep, that's what it looks like. So, man, Workman being a punching bag out here tonight. And it looks like he was trying to straighten him up, but unfortunately it didn't happen as the 19 continues to twirl. And the 06 of Zonto trying to come around, and he is going to end up sliding up into the outside wall, taking a hard lick. Oh! And Zonto comes back down. Uh-oh. Right into, who was that? The 161 of Forrest Sparks. Oh, Sparks, wrong spot, wrong time. Innocent bystander in that one. Ugh. That's not good either. All right, another yellow out here tonight. And it looks like these guys are going to be coming down pit road. No surprise. Looks like Gabe Butler going to go ahead and stay out. Now, they were only out here about 5 laps. Now, Gabe could be just picking up a lap lead, too. Well, let's see who we've got. And maybe we can pull up here. Well, we don't hardly ever talk to him, and I know, well, nope, he is on pit road, so I don't think we'll get him. How about we go ahead and pull the number 5 of Sanchez up here real quick. Rick Sanchez, buddy, Medlock in the booth, got a copy?
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Oh, man, it's a go. Man, it's RSS. It looks like it's a handful out there here tonight. Talk about it. What's going on down there?
Looks like landmines out here to me.
Yeah, got a little bit of them IEDs, huh?
Yeah, I'm dodging stuff.
Man, well, is it slick? I know the track tip's pretty warm out there.
I don't feel that way to me, but these guys are hitting the apron and then losing it, and I don't know, just not aware of where they're at, you know, and it's just typical Saturday, I think.
Yeah, just one of those Saturdays. I think the hot conditions, not only in the race but in real life, I think it's getting to people.
and new people.
And new people, yeah. Well, it's just a learning curve, so I'm not going to keep you, Rick. I see you coming back down pit road, so, you know, good luck down there. We got a long way to go, buddy.
All right, man. We'll catch y'all later.
Yep, later. All right. Well, that is Rick Sanchez down there. And, of course, I don't know if Belva is out there. Of course, if she knew I talked to him, she would probably be like, why'd you talk to him? Well, you know. You know. I got to jinx somebody, right? That's the longest part about this track is the pacing. All right, it looks like everybody still, for the most part, has their fast repair left. Only one person doesn't, but, you know, maybe I thought for a second we was going to have to see some drivers use it. Yeah, Eric, it is. It's 90 miles an hour. Now, pit speed, not that high, but pace speed is 90. Man, that's what they're doing. They're doing about 88, close to 90, so. Yeah, yeah, it's 90 miles an hour. Yeah. All right, here we go. Hop, skip, and a jump. Pace cars down pit road. Here we go. Gabe Butler going to get us going. They got to go on green at all times. And the green is out. Here we go. Good jump. Good start by Gabe, Ball, Valesky, Whitaker, Seabrands, and Spizit, and everybody else behind them. And we got 33 drivers out here, so going to be hard to get everybody at least, a few seconds of air time. However, we'll give it a shot. Dana Shepard. Nice to see Dana out here racing again. And it looks like he started 13th. He's rolling at about 12th right now, so right where he started. He is in our favorite paint, folks, the Fat Chicks paint. Of course, we all know the Fat Chicks. It is the accessories, shocks and accessories. So, oh, we got another yellow, though. Well, that ain't good. Uh-oh. Schroeder. Oh. Something happened to Schroeder. Oh, it looks like the 031. Uh-oh. Ron Dill right here. Looks like down in the corner. It looks like Ron. Yep, Ron, come down. He was not clear. And right down into the coach of up 48 of Andrew Schroeder. And then it was just on from there. The 21 innocent bystander on this one also going to get a piece of it. And then Andrew comes back down into Dustin, and that spins Dustin. So now Dustin's going to have some damage on that car or truck. And I think everybody else was able to get through that. Looks like. All right, well, back up front we go. Yeah, they're going 90. Yep. All right, well, if you haven't already, hit that like button here tonight. Got about 17 of you watching. And we've only got about 3 likes, so make sure you smash the like button here this evening. We do appreciate it. No, Belva. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. So Belva not going to be mad at me for talking to him, but going to be mad at the number 5 for not saying he was racing. Well, Belva, you're going to have to jump him for it, I guess. All right. Well, let's see here if we can yak at somebody else. How about we talk to the 45 of a Holder here real quick. Joseph Holder, Medoc in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going?
Hey, man, well, you're setting 4th right now. It's going good. Started 26th. Of course, we're early. But, accidents down there here tonight. Of course, it's IRSS. So, no surprise that we're having a few of them. But, how you feeling out there here tonight?
Pretty good. I did some practicing on this earlier, so I'm feeling pretty good. And the race is going my way so far, so I can't complain right now. I've been out of the caution, so I've been able to keep her going and keeping her straight. So I'm gonna hopefully stay up here. I haven't been able to have much play up here, so hopefully I can stay here.
Yeah, you know, try to stay out of the mess. Of course, that's the most important thing, staying out of the mess. But, you know, take it lap by lap, man, and you know, just do what you got to do. These races are long, especially here. You know, 84 laps at a 3-mile track is long. So, you know, we got a long way to go. Anything can happen. Just keep it straight, and I think you'll do all right, buddy. So, Joseph, good luck down there, buddy. We'll see what happens, man.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Joseph Holder. Looks like everybody's going to get lined up here. Lights are off on the pace truck. Looks like Josh Ball, Dallas Childers, Harold Rothery, Joseph Holder, Rem Wyatt, Jason Berg, Ryan Whitaker, James Pileski, Dwayne Corbett, and John Spizek. That is going to be our top 10. Coming to lap number 18 here tonight. The OP Super Speedway Unlimited Series, Season 19. Nah, I don't think he's mad at you. Why would he be mad at you? All right, coming to the restart here. Now, Josh has chosen the outside line. And Dallas, so that put Dallas Childers on the bottom. Leader has lane choice after the initial start. So here we go, coming to the restart here. Lap number 18 about to get underway. And here we go, back under green here, IRSS. And it does look like old Rick Seabrand's back here. The 4's got a black flag. I don't know exactly what happened, but he does have a black flag. We'll keep an eye on it to see if maybe it gets cleared, but right now, it's looking like he's probably going to have to serve it. Nope, it looked like it got cleared, so he's good to go. And oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh, and the MaxspeedTV curse jinx has struck again here. Oh, and I just talked to him too. Right here, it looks like the 45 got a little bit of a wiggle, and it was a little bit too much of a wiggle right down into the 33, and it was just on from there. And then they, of course, made contact again, and that's what sent Joseph around and right up into the outside wall. And oh, now I feel bad, but you know, unfortunately, that's what happens. And you know, Joseph, I am sorry, but you have been hit with the MaxspeedTV jinx here tonight. Every time I interview a driver, that's what happened. So, sorry, Joseph. The attack of the Medlock Juju, yep. Hey, it might have been. I mean, I can go back here real quick and look at it once again here. I got plenty of time, so let's go ahead and kind of look at this a little bit more. I don't see net code, but then again, I mean, it was so close. I know the 45 got a wiggle and then right down into the 33. Now, there was a gap there. I do see that. Definitely could have been a little bit of net code for sure. Probably a lot more net code now that I'm looking at it. So yeah. David O, yeah, you're probably right on that. That looked like it could have been some net code on that. For sure. Now that I got to looking at it. Oh, and Joseph Holder's engine just popped too. And he's gonna have to use a fast repair. And it was a combination of that too, Eric. I'm not going to take away from what I said the first time. Yeah, when you come out of the corner, it's naturally going to go left. And especially here at the banking, you got that bump that transitions, and so it's going to send you to the left. So it could be a combination of that, net code, and there's no telling what else could have happened down there. You know, I'm not down there driving, so I don't know. But, you know, looking at it more closely than what David O was saying, it looked like some net code there, too. So I think it was a combination of everything. Oh, yeah. David? CFM TV 46, welcome, moderator, MaxspeedTV. Of course, I know you broadcast y'all tomorrow, actually. So, you know, but, you know, feel free to moderate the chat when you're in. You know, you're a moderator, so, you know, do what you got to do, bud. The super speedway paperclip. That's basically what it is. It's Martinsville stretched and banked. You know. Now, usually Saturdays, David O is getting ready for Sunday. Every now and then we'll see David out here on a Saturday, but only at a track he knows he can win. Ain't that right, David? All right, Gabe Butler, Vicente Guerrero, James Pileski, Jason Berg, John Spizek, Dallas Childers, Ryan Whitaker, Dalton Hayes, Data Shepard, Harold Rothery. Top 10 coming to the restart here. Be lap 22. Good racing so far. We've had some hiccups here and there, but no, you know, nothing too bad. Here we go. Pace truck is down. Gabe, our leader, on the bottom. And he is going to be on the loud stick here tonight. Back underway here at IRSS. Round number 5 of season 19 for OP Super Speedway. And ooh, there's some movement back here, right around the 47. Well, it's supposed to be the 911 of Dalton Hayes, but, you know, numbers. Sometimes they don't line up and match, so you just have to go with the flow. They're not really too picky about Saturdays. However, Monday series, they get a little more pickier about numbers matching. So, looks like the 906 on the outside. Ryan Whitaker moving in a grooving in the Kogo Pepples machine. Speaking of our sponsor, Mark Mann, coming up here, running 14th now, started 30th. As they go 3 wide ahead of Mark. Jerry Harold was in that mix there. Now they're going to go back side by side. There's a long way to go. Gabe Butler, James Vicente, kind of pulling away a little bit. Not too bad. About 0.3 of a second. But, man, Jason Bird got a good run. And here comes that outside line. And it's formed up. And they're starting to get a run down in that transition into the turn. That is rough. I want to go cockpit here on, well, Zachary Workman. Why not? We'll go ahead and just go cockpit here with Zachary. And we'll get down into turn number 1 here, folks. And we'll let y'all see the transition from the front stretch down into turn number 1. It's brutal. Steven knows about it. He's raced here. He knows what it's like. If you hit it just right, it's not too bad. But looks like Zachary kind of working all 3 lanes here. And that bump there, man, that can definitely throw you off. Definitely going to have to be careful. And Zachary's doing just that. He's been caught up in some messes here. And like I said, he's been a little bit of a punching bag out here. You think the exit's worse than the entrance? And that could be the case, too. You know, you get definitely wiggly, and then, you know, like Vicente here, yeah, Josh Ball in the 33 on his tail. And if you're not careful, you do a lot more of that rubbing, and you end up bumper hooking them, and then there's nothing you can do. So, whoa, we got a blinker, though. Oh, Dana Shepard. Oh, no, Dana. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, we got the 906 going around. This ain't good. Ryan Whitaker catching a little bit of air here. Uh-oh, was that a product of netcode again? Or was that product of somebody either coming up or going down too far? Well, let's find out. Out of the corner, it looks like Jerry and Ryan was okay. And then, oh, it looks like Jerry come up. Oh, no. Let's get on the one here of Jerry, and we'll look at it from Jerry's angle. And, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Jerry come up just a little bit too far, and that right of front to the left or rear of the 906. And Ryan going to catch some air here, and he doesn't go around, but unfortunately, Mark Mann is going to get a little bit of damage from this. And Ryan is going to slide all the way down into the inside wall. So another yellow out here tonight. And I would imagine we're going to see some drivers come back down pit road. We've only been out here, though, at about 6 laps, so we still have a lot of laps here tonight. Okay, Steven, yeah, I'll definitely do that for the fans out there here tonight. Go cockpit with another driver and make sure we look at that exit out of 3 and 4. We'll go with the entrance to 3, and then we'll come out of the exit of 4 and take a look at that coming back onto the front stretch here. So, yeah, Vicente coming down pit road. Looks like Scott Warren has taken his car behind the wall. Uh-oh. Well, let me see here if I can find Scott. Yeah, he was coming down. Oh, did he drop? Looks like he was coming down, and yeah, he just went poof. Oh, no, that ain't good. He just poofed out. Uh-oh. All right, well, let's see here who we can chit-chat with. We can maybe throw some shenanigans at him. How about we talk to Dana if we can, if I can find him. There he is, right there. Okay. All right, let me see if I can grab him. All right, Dana Shepard, got a copy there, buddy?
Yeah, hey, I got you.
Hey, bud. Well, nice to see you back out on the track. Been a little bit, but hey, man, you're running 8th right now. Kind of talk about it. What's going on down there? How's the race feeling? How's the track feeling, bud?
The track's feeling fine. The racing's not so good. I don't know what these guys are doing out here, but no patience. You know, no one's seems to really be paying attention, and it's going to be a long night, I think. I'm having some problems with packet losses that I'm fighting with myself.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, hopefully it hangs in there, buddy. Well, do what you can there, and, we'll see, what happens at the end of the race. Just hang in there, and hopefully the internet holds up, Dana. So, good luck, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you later. Have a good night.
Thank you. All right. Well, that is Dana Shepard out there, and you can just tell by his voice, not too thrilled about what's going down there on the track. And, of course, like he was saying, fighting some packet loss out here tonight, too. So, combination of a lot of things going on. Oh, Ron? Well, we might talk to Ron here a little bit. I know I talked to Joseph here, and then, he ended up in that wreck there, so I feel bad. Ron's in the same team number as he is. So, I already feel bad enough. All right, it looks like Scott Warren did make it back in. So Josh Ball, Jason Berg, Harold Rothery, Gabe Butler, Dwayne Corbett. Going to be our top 5 here. Coming to the restart, lap number 29. All right, Josh Ball on the loud pedal, back underway here tonight. All right, let's try to get some green flag stops, guys. I know it's tricky out there. Never had a chance to actually race here, so. All right, well, let's go check it up here up front. Single file all the way back till you get about the 93 and the 1, Jerry and James. And Jerry starting to pull up to the outside. Then you have a Harold Rothery right behind him in tow. Here comes the 81. That is Dustin. You got the 08 of Stephen Miles, which I believe is in the 7. Yeah, it is right here in the 7. So another hiccup with a number, but nonetheless, we know that is Steven. And you've got Zachary Workman now working the outside line, that 3rd lane. So let's go ahead and go on board here with, why don't we go on board with Dwayne Corbett here? And I know we're on the front stretch, but let's see if we can get, down into 3 and 4 for all you fans out there here tonight, just to show you guys the transition here. Looks like right now they're being pretty calm out of turn number 2. 200 miles an hour. Good Lord Almighty. All righty, Steven, here you go, down into turn 3. Oh, whoa, here we go. Oh, wow, did they save it? All right, yeah, that turn 3's rough. Something happened, but I think they saved it. Whoever it was, I think they saved it. Yeah, they saved it. I don't even remember who that was, but I know it was back here around Dwayne. I know that. So, yeah, that could have been bad. That could have been very bad. All right, at the tail end of the field here, Dallas Childers. This is the top 13 right here together. Jeff Crosby Sr. kind of leading this second group with Bubba Winningham, Rem Wyatt, Vicente, Bubba kind of charging on the outside. Oh, wow! Bubba dodged that, but Vicente did not. Oh, it was the 47 of Dalton to Hayes. So something happened to Dalton here. Looks like right there, him and the 88 of Gabe Butler. Yeah, a little bit of net code there for sure, and some wiggling going by the 911 47 and then right back into the 88. Dalton's trying to save it, but man, he took a hard lick into the outside wall, and we seen Bubba Winningham come around right there. We seen that live, and then I think Bubba did get a little bit of damage. Yeah, he did, and then the 14 right here going to pick it up here. That is, of course, Vicente. The 06 of Zonto, I think, is going to get some of it as well. A little bit of slow-mo here right there. And then Zonto. Vicente's trying to save it, and then it right down into, I believe that is the 161 of Forrest Sparks. Nowhere to go. Innocent bystander. He gets taken out right up. Ooh, did the 76 dodge that? I think he did, but the 161 is going to take a hard lick into the outside wall. Ugh. All right, everybody down pit road here, and going ahead and take a look at our yellow count. 6 yellows for 13 laps, 51 laps still yet to go here tonight. 11 lead changes here this evening. We haven't had any green flag stops yet. But, man, well, Jason Berg has, it looks like, taken his car behind the wall. Dalton Hayes does have a meatball here, and I believe he just used his fast repair here tonight, so he is down to his last vehicle here this evening. It's like Josh Ball pulling on the apron. Looks like he's having to let some drivers come by. So Jerry is going to be our leader here. Harold Rothery, Dustin Logston, Josh Ball right now currently running in 5th. James Pileski just got around him. Dwayne Corbett looks like coming around as well. Zachary Workman, something is going on with Ball here. He keeps dropping back. Maybe he's coming back down pit road. Not sure what's going on with the 33, but our drivers are coming around him. All righty, Steven. Go get some sleep, bud. All right, lights are off. Coming to lap number 36. It looks like Scott Warren, Josh Ball, they are down pit road. Both of them do have black flags. Probably coming down with when pit road was closed. I'm not entirely sure. Several drivers, though, coming down as well that didn't get black flags. So I am not sure why Scott and Ball got one. It looks like Ball. All right. So it looks like Ball and Scott's okay. They're just going to have to go to the end of the longest line here. What we call an EOLL or a EOL. I'm not coming to get you if you go back. I had a long day. I think you'll be all right, bub. Probably just hurting from the surgery. All right, here we go. Jerry Harold up front. Waiting on the green to here. Boy, that green's taking forever. There we go. Green's out. Good start there by the 81 of Dustin to give that number 1 a shove here to get him going. So a little bit of a little jump there by Jerry, but got to watch that inside line here of Harold Rothery and company as Jerry and Dustin also take it to the bottom. The 9 of Dwayne Corbett. Brett Wolf in the 108 on the bottom as well. Oh, we got some wiggling. Oh, no, we got the 6 going around. But, oh, we kind of seen where that actually started here, too. And it took me to that yellow. I don't know. Maybe we had several things going on at one time. Back here, it took me back to Dalton Hayes and Dana Shepard, but I seen something was going on with Bubba Winningham and company as well. So let's find out. Oh, it looks like we had a combination of several things. So let's find out what happened up here, and then we'll go back to Dalton. So let's take a look at what happened to Bubba here. I think several other drivers are going to get caught up in it. Looks like the 15 got on the apron here too. That is Crosby Sr. Bubba was right there, and Crosby Sr. comes up, nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go for the 10. And then it was kind of on from there. All right, so let's see here what happened to Dalton. Looks like everybody was trying to dodge it. Dalton got hit by the 48. Dana Shepard was right there as well up in front. Dana got hit by the 4 of Seabrands. Right there it was. So, yeah, there was a combination of a lot of things going on the track. All right. Well, a quick yellow. And looks like everybody is coming back down pit road. So, man. All right. Looks like everybody made it back down. Looks like Christopher Jordan coming off. Well, he's coming off first, but he did not stop. So I would imagine he'll have to come back down. Dustin Loxton did come out first. The drivers that made their pit stop. Jerry, Harold, and James and Stephen Miles. I would imagine Christopher will come back down. Looks like Brent Wolf has taken his truck behind the wall. John Spizek has as well. So we've lost Wolf, Berg, and Spizek here tonight. All right. Well, let's see. Can we... Looks like Ron is coming back out. So let's go and see if we can get Ron up here real quick. Ron, got a copy there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Well, it's kind of a rough night for everybody out here tonight. But, you know, I know you're sitting right now at about 25th. But, man, talk about it. What's going on the track out here tonight? You know, what do you got to do to survive the carnage that's been taking place?
I don't know. Twice on a restart, I've been like, somebody's shooting inside of me 3 wide, and I'm like, we can't make it 2 laps. So I don't know. It's just, it's one of those nights that guys are going. There's one where we were like about 4 or 5 wide on the backstretch. I mean, just not going to work, you know, so.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I can hear the, you know, kind of the upsetting in your voice out here. But, you know, we got still plenty of laps left. I know you're coming back down pit road. So, you know, I'm not going to keep you any longer than I have to, Ron. So, you know, good luck down there for the rest of the race. And we'll see what happens. Oh, tell Joseph I'm sorry that the MaxspeedTV curse hit. And I know I'm interviewing you, too. So let's hope it doesn't hit you.
Oh, it's fine. Everything's hitting me, so maybe it'll be like a reverse the curse or something like that. So
reverse the curse, yeah, exactly. All righty, Ron, good luck.
I just had to use my fast repair because 8 minutes of damage. You getting caught up in like that crap that somebody's going underneath me. So
no,
it is what it is. It's not frustration. It's just like, God, it'd be nice to get some green flag laps.
Yeah.
And I think like we're talking amongst the drivers. I'm like, if we could get a green flag pit stop, I think it would spread everybody out and be a better show for everybody. But hey, thanks for watching, and appreciate you doing it, and thanks for Mark for sponsoring, and we'll see if we can get a little more green.
Yeah. All righty, buddy. Good luck.
10-4, thanks, Josh.
Yep. All right. No, there's Ron out there here tonight. Ron Dill. He a little bit frustrated. You could tell at his voice. He's not happy. Ginger. Quick down and dirty of what's been happening. Wrecks on the track and no pit road hiccups as of yet. So, it's been a rough night. We'll take a look at it here in just a second as the 81 gets on the loud pedal. Green's back out. Here we go. 7 yellows for 16 laps. Still 46 laps. Now 45 laps to go as it updates there. 12 lead changes. It's been a pretty rough race. You know, good battling going on, but, you know, it's still pretty rough for the most part. I'm not sure what's going on with, you know, the drivers out here tonight. I don't know if it's track tip. Let's see here. Looks like it's 104, so it is pretty, you know, pretty sticky out there on the track. So I don't know if it's a combination of, you know, over-aggressiveness, under-aggressiveness, track temp, or what. I don't know. Yeah, I hear it. Yeah. You are right. All right, Ryan Whitaker back up front. He's led 6 laps. Jerry has led 7 laps. Dustin has led 2 laps. Harold is still looking to lead some laps out here tonight. Of course, you know, the most important lap is that final lap. That is where you want to be. Watching the outside line. That is back here around the 14 of Vicente. Bringing along the 33 of Josh Ball. And who is that behind Josh? That is the 76 of Scott Warren. Also coming up on that 3rd lane. So 3 lanes, and man, we got another yellow. Uh-oh. I'm not sure where that was at. Looks like it pulled me on Bubba here. So it looks like Bubba was coming off of pit road. I'm not saying it was Bubba, but that's where it put me at. Or did somebody hit the button? All right, well, back up live. Yeah, it is not. It's not bringing it up here on what happened. I'm trying to find it here, folks. Looks like Ryan Whitaker is out of the race here. Not sure what happened to Ryan. Unless it happened up toward the front. Looks like Gabe Butler also has called it a night. Yeah, I am not sure where that yellow came out at. Oh. That's where the yellow come out, was right here. You seen everybody kind of spread out, and then their speed start dropping. So I am not sure what happened. All right, well, guess we will never know. Bob. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that one. Gonna put us at about 45 laps still yet to go here. 42, my bad. My math is off here tonight. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my math was off. Well, let's see here. Ain't nobody up there, so we can't talk to anybody there. Hardly anybody in Discord. Let's see here if we can. Maybe talk to Joe? See if we can talk to Joe here tonight. Joe, got a copy there, buddy?
Hey, yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, well, you're sitting right now on 8, started 28, but, man, it's been a rough night. Talk about what's going on down there on the track, man. What do you got to do to survive the rest of the race here, coming up on about the halfway mark? So, what do you got to do to survive it, bud?
Well, I've already been in a couple. Still hadn't got all my damage fixed up, but I started in the back and then just kind of been working my way up. But it looks like it's better up here in the front, so trying to stay up at the front now.
All right. Well, hopefully that's the best place to be. I don't know what happened there on that wreck. I didn't see nothing. Who knows? But
yeah, I don't either. They were talking to Discord and nobody knew what really happened.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll never know. So, Joe, good luck out here tonight, buddy, for the rest of the race. We'll see what happens, man.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you, bud. All right. Well, that is Joe Thompson out there here. Taking a look at it one more time here. 8 cautions for 19 laps, 41 laps to go. Coming to 40 to go this time by. It'll be 14 lead changes here. A big shout out to Mark Mann out here tonight, sponsoring tonight's race. He is actually on pit road at the moment. I do believe he will be coming back out. So we got Vicente, Dustin, Harold, Ball, Warren, Bergeron, Thompson, Corbett, Wyatt, Workman, rounding out the top 10. Zonto, Crosby Sr., Pileski, Schroeder, Dill, Winningham, Miles, Sanchez, English, and Sparks, rounding out the top 20. Wing, Seabrands, Mann, Jordan, Hayes, Childers, and Shepard, rounding out the rest of the field, the 27 drivers that are left out here on the track. We have lost Gabe Butler, Ryan Whitaker, Brett Wolf, Joseph Holder, Jason Berg, John Spizek. So we are down to 27 drivers. It is still up in the air at who could pull out the victory here tonight. But yeah, it's been pretty rough. Well, thank you everybody for hitting that like button out here tonight. We got 5 likes. We still got 17 watching, so please hit that like button. I know it's been a pretty rough race, but I think we're going to see a green flag stop before too long, folks. So all right, back underway here. Yep, Ginger, he has nowhere to go but up. And, I know you can tell I talked to him earlier during the race out here tonight under one of the yellows, and he was not happy. He says he's also having some internet problems with some packet loss. So, I know the combination of what's going on the track and everything is, making the night pretty rough. Yeah, and again, somebody's blinking. That was Schroeder. Something happened to Schroeder. He blinked out. He went way up there. There's no yellow. Everybody's okay, but that definitely could have been a lot worse than what it was. Andrew is going to fall all the way back, and I don't know if he's got any damage. I don't see. Yeah, he's got some, but I don't see anything major. Looks like he is down in speed, though. He fell all the way back to 27th. Now they're going to go single file, until you get back here around Workman. I don't know if Zachary's family's watching or not. They probably are. So big shout out to the Workman family out there here tonight. I know they watch when he races. Looks like Pileski, Childers, Rothery, Miles. These guys trying to get back up toward the front. Zachary picking them off one by one. Does have Jerry right behind him, so maybe they can get something going out here. Well, Vicente, though, leading the way. Yeah, it could have, Bob. It definitely could have. Yeah, that's one thing that does cause a net code. If somebody's blinking real bad, it can cause a somebody's down pit. Oh, no, that's Childers. Uh-oh, we're going to have a yellow, I believe. No, Childers coming down pit road. It looks like backwards. And I thought for a second, he dodged it. He almost hit the barrels, but he hit that concrete barrier, and it popped him right down pit road. And, oh, no. So no yellow. Everybody's all right. He was off the racing surface, but, man, that hurt. Looks like Dallas has went ahead and took it behind the wall here tonight. He's done. He didn't even have a fast repair left, unfortunately, either. So, had a lot of work, cut out for him. So, it's already been a rough race. Just go ahead and call it a night and get ready for next week. Speaking of next week, let me see here if I can bring that up here real quick. Next week, Daytona, the new Daytona. Not the bumpy bobblehead, as my brother calls it. The new Daytona next week. So, we'll see what happens there. I know the admins here for Saturday probably not too thrilled about what's going on down there. I can't. Yeah. Childers went backwards. Yeah, he did. In the wrong way. All right. Zonto running in 10th. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, here we go. We got a wreck. Zonto somehow dodged that. I don't know how he did it, but he did. Looks like Scott Warren in the 76 and the 33. Ooh. Of Josh Ball. So let's see what happened to here. Oh, it looks like the 33 was all over the back of the 81. And then right there, Scott, I don't know if he's seen an opening or what. 33 backed off, and then Scott was right there, right into the back of the 33. And then the 9 of Dwayne Corbett right into the back of him. Here comes the 29 right into the back of him. And I don't know how Zonto managed to dodge all this. It looks like he is going to get some damage here. Did get connected with the 9, so he is going to have some damage. Harold Rothery in the 18 and the 995 also is going to get connected together a little bit. 29 going up the track, right back down. Oh. Let me see here who that was. I believe, that was... Trying to find out who that was. Okay, and then you had Anthony. Something was going on with Anthony back here, too. Oh, Joe Thompson. So it looks like right there, the 93 comes down right into Joe, and then Joe spinning right down. Oh, man. And then something was going on back here with Anthony as well. I think they were trying to dodge this mess, and oh, no, Anthony gets tagged by the 161. Anthony goes around right up into the 5 of Rick Sanchez. All right. Well, another yellow out here tonight. Man. I don't think this is the night they wanted here, folks. Well, you would think, but you would think there would be fewer blinks, but now we've seen quite a bit here tonight, so like saying what they done. I think you was telling me about that, Eric, that they were trying to, put in something to stop all that blinking to make it more friendly. Well, they might have made it worse. Don't fix something if it's not broken. I don't think you're going to be able to do away with the blinking, honestly. People's got different internet connections. There's different servers for iRacing. So, you're not always going to have the straight, no lag, nothing. There's always going to be lag somewhere. So I don't think, honestly, they're going to be able to do anything. Eric, his track needs to come with one fast repair by default. Oh, man. I kind of agree, Eric. I kind of agree. It could be. It could be with the ISPs, the internet service providers. It could be. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe over time it'll work itself out, but we'll see. All right, here we go. Lap 53 coming up. Vicente going to be on the loud pedal here. Dustin on the outside. And here we go. Good start there by the 14. The 81 got the jump. Was able to get around and technically lead that lap because the green was already out and Dustin was able to make the pass. You can pass on the outside. You just cannot pass on the inside. That's why leader has lane choice. As they come screaming out of turn number 2 here. Man, they are getting so close to one another. That is Bubba Winningham right there, as well as Jerry. Then Rim, Stephen Miles. Stephen is in the 7. Supposed to be the 08, but, you know, who's counting? And they're going to go 3 wide. Yep, 3 wide. The 1, the 7, and the 18. Ooh, Andrew, good save there, 48. He coach him up there on how to save it. Dana Shepard trying to work his way back up toward the front. Here he started 13th, running in 8th right now. I know he's had his fair share of ordeals here this evening. Taking a look here past winners. Adam Kilday, round 1, round 2, and round 3. Just to put the salt in the wound there. And Gabe Butler coming in, winning at Atlanta last week, edging out Adam Kilday. Adam ended up 2nd. And then tonight, well, we don't know yet. We know it is not going to be Adam, and we know it is not going to be Gabe. We know that for a fact. So we will have a different winner here tonight. We just don't know who it's gonna be, and I'm gonna hope it is the USA 250 truck number 6 of Bubba Winningham. However, I do want these guys to remember that we still have a lot of laps still left here. About 24 laps here tonight, so we are getting down to the wire. Now, they are going to have to pit at least 1 more, possibly 2 more times. I would say at least 2 more, but I could be wrong. Now, they are getting single file here, though. This is probably the most single file they have been here tonight. Got the 78 of Christopher Jordan. He's going to pull it down to the bottom. The 93-44, that is James Pileski, Anthony English. Rick Seabrand's going to the top. Looks like Jeff Crosby Sr. down on the bottom. There's old Mark Mann right there in the 04. Our sponsor out here tonight. These guys trying to work their way up to the front, or at least get up here to Harold. Harold's running in the top 10 in 10th. You might, bub. No, they'll take it, of course, out of your check, but you might have to. I don't know how that's going to work. That's something you'll have to talk to them about. I don't know how all that mess works. I don't have to deal with it. Single file all the way through the top 9. They're getting single file back here as well. Looks like Jerry's going to pop it right in front of the 18. You have Christopher Jordan, Jeff Crosby Sr. duking it out back here. We're going to see here if If I was senior, yeah, I would just go ahead and pull behind Data Shepherd here and go ahead and go single file. Ryan, by himself. 031. He doesn't have any help. Scott Warren doesn't have any help. Or no, that is Zonto. My bad. Scott Warren does have help. Scott and 4 Sparks back here running in about 22nd, 23rd. Dwayne Corbett, he needs some help. Joe Thompson, Andrew Schroeder. Andrew's on pit road. So, man, these guys by themselves, they need some help. They need some miracle out here. As we see the 47 or the 911 of Dalton Hayes on the outside here. I believe that's Dalton. Yeah, that is Dalton. Dalton has been in his fair share of hiccups tonight, too. Now, going through the field here, we're going to go over who has not used their fast repair. That would be easier. Vicente, Josh, Zachary, Stephen Miles, Rick Seabrands, Mark Mann, Anthony English, Jerry, Harold, Christopher, Dana, Jeff Crosby Sr., Scott Warren, and Joe Thompson. Everybody else has used their one and only fast repair here tonight. So, looks like they are coming up on lap number 9 here on this run. It'll be lap 8 for some. Lap 7 for some as well. Looks like 4 Sparks and Dwayne Corbett going to be out here 7 laps. Zonto 7 laps. Jordan 7. Rick 7. Mark 7. James 7. Nick 7 and Anthony 7. So about a lap difference between about the lead pack. It's about a lap difference between the top 9 on back, pretty much. So not much of a difference, but there is a little bit of a difference. Now they did get around. Let's see here. That is Andrew. He's having some problems. They just got around Joe Thompson to put him a lap down. So Joe going to fall back a lap. Lap number 60. 24 more laps. Or no. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. 20. Yeah. Well, 25 more laps. I mean, 24 this time by. Well, just talk to your lawyer, bub. It's the only thing you can do. Don't need to be worried about it all right now. Oh, Zachary, no! Oh, I don't think. No, he did not get a black flag. How in the world did he stop that? What happened, too? That's what I want to know. So a little bit of a rewind. No yellow, so we're not going to be able to stay on this. But how in the world did he stop that at the line? Wow. Looks like Scott Warren is down pit road. Rod is down. These guys coming down pit road. That window is open. I've been out here at about 11 laps. So this is where we could see some pit road trouble. That's gonna have to be careful getting down. Everybody's down pit road for the most part. Good job getting it down pit road. Andrew Zonto, Forrest Sparks. I would imagine these guys will be coming down here momentarily. That's up to you, bub. Be cheaper, too. All right, a race to get back on the track. Stephen Miles just hammering down around Rick Sanchez here. So Stephen is going to be the first one off. Rick, Josh, Dalton, Vicente, Dustin, Bubba, Mark, Nick, Anthony, top 10. Jordan, Bergeron, Shepard, Senior, Seabrands, Rothery, oh, Jerry has got a black flag, probably speeding off of pit road. Andrew Schroeder, James Pileski has taken their trucks behind the wall. They are done here tonight. Oh, no, this is gonna hurt. Oh. Oh, well, this time by, folks. We'll be at 20 to go here. And a lot can happen in 20 laps, so... Single file, they will still have to pit, no doubt about it. Yeah, closer to corner. Well, yeah, he would be closer. However, our dad lives in Mulberry, same town he lives in. No, Eric, no, I can tell you stories about it, but I'll let my brother do that. That's a good one, Eric. I think my brother's learned his lesson on that one. I mean, it only took about 7-8 times, but, you know. Do they follow him? They may. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you need to ask him. Hey, Bob, instead of being a storm chaser, you should have been a snake wrangler. That's what you should have done. Rick Sanchez. $18 laps to go. They will have to pit one more time, guaranteed. Question is when, how far will they go? At this point, I would make sure that you have enough fuel to at least get through one GWC. At least one. And then make the determination after that You can save under yellow, so if, you know, a yellow does come out, you can save a little bit. Can't save much, but you can save a little bit. Oh, man. All right, as they trek around here, that's going to be taking it here. That's coming up time by. It'll be 16 to go. Oh, Andrew, internet. I knew you was blinking there, buddy. I just didn't know exactly what was going on. You're not the only one having problems, bud. So, I know Dana Shepard was having some issues. And I think there was a few others that was having some blinking problems too. So, you're not the only one that was having problems. I don't know if it's your internet or if it was the iRacing server. So, I hate it for you. And remember, bub, I'm in Crawford County now, not Sebastian. So, oh yeah. Severe thunderstorm watch. Yep. Looks like we've got some storms rolling in here in a few hours, it looks like. So we'll be done with this race by the time that happens. 15 to go as old Rick Sanchez is going to lead another lap. Everybody's still single file throughout the track. Not a whole lot going on here, folks. So want to give a big shout out again to old Batman out there, the old Forum Mark Man sponsoring tonight's race. It didn't give me a name or anything, so I just put, sponsored Mark Man. I usually put by there. I don't know. I think I had a long day and I think I had a brain fart. So, but big shout out to Mark Mann there for sponsoring tonight's race here at IRSS. He's currently running in 8th. A big shout out to all the drivers out here. 33 drivers. I know 33 is not going to finish out here tonight. I hate that. But 24 of you that are still out here, even though we've got several a lap down, still a lot can happen as we get back here to Dwayne Corbett. Okay, Dwayne Corbett is right behind Rick Sanchez. So Dwayne is a lap down. Scott Warren is a lap down. Ron is a lap down. Forrest is a lap down. And Joe Thompson is a lap down. So these guys probably looking for a yellow. I know Zonto and Jerry, they're on the verge of going a lap down. They're going to have to, keep an eye out for the leaders here. This will be a 9-lap run here. Stint of 9 laps. Jerry has been out here, it looks like 7, but not sure if he pitted or not, because it's showing that he didn't. But then again, this is iRacing, so, and ATVO, so you never know. I don't see anybody moseying on down pit road yet. So the upcoming races, though, next week, Daytona Day. We talked about that earlier here tonight, and that's sponsored by Rick C. Brands. Then we go to Talladega to round out June, sponsored by Bubba Winningham, Spinal Cord Injury Awareness. Awful week for July. And then back at Daytona 08, sponsored by Dave Hunt. So, a big shout out to the sponsors coming up here. It looks like Rick Sanchez is going to have to come down pit road here. I don't know if he wanted to come down this soon or not, but he definitely is going to have to. not good as we see Josh Ball taking over the lead. Zachary Workman, though, coming down. So maybe these guys know something we don't. So Zachary's down. Rick is coming down or down pit road. We're going to see if Josh Ball, Vicente, Dustin, if these guys come down or if they're going to go ahead and stay out as long as they can. Tom Bergeron, yeah. Here we go. We've got drivers coming down pit road here. Let me see here if I can find out who they are. So we've got the 33 of Josh Ball down pit road. Harold Rothery, Jeff Crosby Sr., Dana Shepard's down. It looks like Rem Wyatt is going to go ahead and come down as well. Rick just came off. Dwayne Corbett, Scott Warren also down. Ron is down pit road. Here comes Joe Thompson. I think Joe is fixing to come out. Yeah, he just pitted. So Dustin Loxton taking over the lead here. I would imagine these guys will have to come down here pretty shortly. Looks like Eric out there is rooting on old Harold here tonight. And here comes Dustin down pit road. Here comes Steven, Dalton, Vicente, Mark, Nick. These guys do not want to get caught speeding. Anthony English, Bubba Winningham. Looks like Christopher Jordan's going to follow. I believe that is the rest of the group. Yep, that is the rest of the group. And that had to come down pit road. Here comes Four Sparks also down pit road. So Josh Ball is our current leader, or who will be our leader if he can get back around. He is currently running in 10th. Rick Sanchez, man, Rick and who is behind Rick Sanchez here? I thought that was Rick Seabrands, but no, that is, can't tell who that is. Let me see if I can get a chase view. And that is the 76. That is Scott Warren. So Scott is the first driver a lap down, but nonetheless, still anything can happen. It looks like Josh Ball is going to come around Anthony English as these guys do come back out onto the track. We got 10 laps to go. It is going to be close on fuel. Stephen Miles, our leader, with Dustin in second. Mark Mann in third. He is coming flying up on. That is going to be the 29 machine of Joe Thompson. Joe's going to fall in line, but Joe also has some company behind him, too. But the top three right here, Steven, Dustin, and Mark. Question is, will they be able to make it? I think they will be able to make it, but I think these guys are going to have to be a little bit weary of a late green flag to set up potential GWC here. So, but a couple of green flag pit stops kind of got everybody spread out a little bit. Different packs going on. We're sitting at about 9:45 Central, 10:45 Eastern, coming down to the last about 7.5 minutes under green flag conditions here to get through this race. You know, it's been rough, but they still had some good battles out there here tonight. And we could see many more. Georgia tearing up Texas. Good. All right, 7 to go here to the line. These guys are going to come around the 1 and the 06. That is Jerry and Andrew to put them a lap down. Now, they are up on the top side here. They do not have to give up that spot, but, you know, they are being very respectful and letting the leaders go by. So, looks like Andrew's going to drop it right down to the bottom, though. It looks like Jerry is going to follow, too. As we see here, the 47. Let me see if I can find out who that is. That is Dalton Hayes. Yeah, Dalton Hayes. It looks like Dalton was peeking and then decided not to chance it. Looks like he's probably going to get a run here on the 04 Mark Mann to see if he tries to go around to the outside. Yep, he's going to go. And he is bringing along the 14 of Vicente right along with him. These guys making a last-ditch run here. 6 laps remain. I think if we had an accident, I think it would probably happen up front here. So I'm going to go ahead and stay up front. Well, I'm going to check on everybody else here real quick first. Looks like single file all the way back here. So I am just going to get right back up front here. Something was to happen. I think it would happen right here as Dalton Hayes takes over the lead. Vicente helping him. That pushed Mark back to 5th. Yeah, Georgia. I'm hoping Georgia wins it all, but I would love to see Troy win it. Four laps to go. When do you make your move? I think you make your move after the white flag. I don't think you do it at the start or, you know, before the white flag, because you're taking a chance of something major happening and then sending you backwards or having to tow. I think you have to wait till the white flag. 3 to go this time by Dalton Hayes, Vicente, Steven, Dustin, Mark, Anthony, Rick, Nick, Josh, and Rick Seabrands rounding out our top 10. Still anybody's race, but I think right now it is going to be between the top 5. Anthony is about a second or and a half or so back. So right now the top 5 right here together. Dalton, Vicente, Steven, Dustin, and Mark. And Anthony and company just cannot seem to close that gap. Two to go here at the stripe. Ooh, Mark got out of line. He just got a shove by Zonto. Wow, what a shove. Good Lord. Little whiplash there, I would think. Zonto keeping it all up on the back end of the 04. I'm going to try to push Mark Mann up to the front here. 2 to go here at the line. There it is. 2 laps to go. Now they are coming around the 995 of Mr. Wyatt here. Let's go to put him a lap down. This hopefully doesn't cause any issues, but nevertheless. And they're coming up on the 14 to the 47 here as well. Looks like the 47. That is Dalton. Just kind of got left out here. Vicente, Steven, Dustin, Mark, Zonto. Here we go. Coming to the white flag. This time by, folks. One more lap here tonight. We're going to do this under regulation. There's not going to be any GWC attempts. This is it. Whatever happens here at the end, who is going to cross the line first? Who knows? When does Mark make a move? Dustin, Mark, Vicente, Steven, all right here together. Here comes Jerry. Side by side, going down into turn number 3. 14's got the edge. Here comes Stephen Miles also out of turn number 4. Mark's going to look. Not going to happen. They're going to wreck. Vicente going to bring it home into victory lane here tonight. Vicente wins it. 26 laps under his belt here tonight. Stephen Miles going to finish in the P2 spot. And Dustin Lockstead going to round out our top 3 podium here this evening. Mark Mann going to grab AP4, and Nick Wing rounding out our top of 5. I'm going to get the top 3 down here for the MaxspeedTV post-race show here tonight. Hang tight, folks. We'll be right back. All righty, folks, we're back caught up with the top 3 here tonight. We're going to go ahead and start here with our 3rd place here. He's led 4 laps. The 8132 machine of Dustin, man, it was survival. I don't know how else really to put it. I know there toward the end we did get some green flag stops in, but we were hoping, and I'm sure y'all were hoping to get them early out here tonight to get everybody spread out, but it didn't happen. Had to kind of wait here toward the end of the race. But man, talk about it, the ups and downs, the struggles, and go ahead and talk about the green flag stops we did have here tonight.
Yeah, it's first half of the race was it was a struggle bus. It's I don't know what it was. I mean, this track usually always poses some difficulty with drivers that haven't ran it before. I mean, I've got more time on this track back in NASCAR Racing 2003 season as the old Coca-Cola Super Speedway, but it has its challenges. I will say that whatever setup that OP had in it tonight, this setup was a banger. Usually we have a lot of heavy load going into the corner and that transition on corner exit off 2 and 4. And this thing was planted. Probably the best feeling setup I've had in the trucks. That's why I was surprised we had so many cautions. And man, it drug on. But I mean, once we got past that center point of the race, that mid race lull, so to speak,
Yeah.
we just kind of lined up. And I think Vince was up there. Josh Ball was up there. Pretty much all of us that finished up in the top 5, top 10 or so were up there, and we just got in a line and just rode. The green flag stops were it was nice to have. It was fun at the later stages of that race.
Yeah. I know we had some hiccups out here tonight, but IRSS, I know this track. A lot of people, they don't race it. And this is one of the tracks that I think, as a driver, I think you really got to get out and practice, because the transitions, not only on the track, racing condition, but the transition from the track to pit road could definitely bring some problems.
Oh yeah, I mean it could be a pretty harsh transition if you're not prepped for it. I think something else too that I mean a lot, some drivers may have seemed to forget was that last fall update on this truck. I mean these things get some pretty hefty runs here at IRSS, and I mean you got to prep for that. You got to trail brake it a little bit if that's what you do. You got to just feather and lift a little bit. So that you don't have to really get on it and cause the stack ups. And I think that was kind of some of the problems early on in the race, was drivers just weren't prepped for that. So I mean this track is a challenge in its own, but I mean the later stages, all the drivers that I was around, I mean drivers I know I'm comfortable running with, that we've ran and pulled numerous laps and spent a lot of time together, and it was fun. It was fun there for probably about the last 30 40 laps or so when we finally got those long stretches.
Yeah, it turned out to be a really good race. I think, well, I told the fans out here tonight, I said, once we get a couple of green flag stops in, 1 or 2, I think everything will calm down. And that's what it did. But, unfortunately, it took, half the race to do that. But, it still turned out to be a really good race.
It really did. I mean, in the race down to the end, I mean, I didn't know how it was going to work out, man. I got to thank Mark Mann. I went for the pass coming to the white flag underneath Miles and Vince, and he committed with me, and he stuck to my rear bumper. And I mean, he was giving the rear bumper the business for sure. But once we lost help behind us, and it was pretty much whatever line had a little bit more momentum going in. And I tell you what, man, Miles was pushing the hell out of Vince, man. And they got that run, and they got P1 and P2, man. So congrats to both of them. They ran a heck of a race there, made the right call at the end, and draft worked in their favor. And again, hats off and thanks to Mark Mann, because I mean he was trying, man. I know he was giving it everything she had.
Yeah.
So I got to give a thanks to him as well.
All right. Well, awesome job out here tonight. Of course, no more IRSS until July 18th. So, next week we go to Daytona Day. So, probably going to be hot track conditions there, 100 laps. How do you feel about Daytona compared to IRSS?
Yeah, I mean, I may be one of the rare breeds. I don't mind IRSS. I have fun with it. But Daytona Talladega, it's always where it's at. Even the bumpy Daytona, I mean, it tears my shoulder up a little bit, but I still enjoy that one. It's a good nostalgic throwback. But I think the only one in the schedule that I'm not a super big fan of is Echo Park. So,
yeah.
I mean, you can throw IRSS at me all day long, and 08 bumpy Daytona, and Talladega, and I'm cool with that. But Echo Park, and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, Atlanta Motor Speedway, for everybody that doesn't know what Echo Park is, they changed it. New sponsors. I love Atlanta Motor Speedway, but, I don't like Echo Park. No. Doesn't match up. So, all righty, buddy. Well, awesome job out here tonight, grabbing a P3 here this evening, man. Final thought, shout out, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate and get ready for the next race next time we see you.
Yeah, it's thanks to you up in the booth. Like I said, it's sometimes it's a tough job, especially at the start of this race. It can get grueling, but I gotta give shout out and thanks to you. I got to shout out OP. The admins everybody behind the scenes, the drivers involved in it. You know, it's a good place, and it's a place that I'm happy to have called home now for a number of years, and I don't plan on going anywhere. So it's fun. Got to shout out, it's Vince and Miles for a good clean finish there, race down to the end. Again, big shout out to Mark, man. Like I said, I know he was pushing the shit out of my truck, but just didn't line up. So just not this time, but I definitely appreciate the help. It doesn't go unwarranted. And then everybody on the truck here, all the Nerditudes guys, Icon Apparel Company, iRacing, iFlag, Victory Fuel, Brez Coffee Co., Boozy Jerky, Twisted Speed Setup Shop. I got to thank all of them. They allow me to come out here and be a pretend race car driver, and it's fun. Now that I don't let my temper get the best of me. Now I just come out and enjoy it. It doesn't matter what happens. So
Yeah, that's one thing you can't do is let that temper get to you, because that temper can get you into some trouble.
well, it can, and then it's no fun at that point in time. I mean, you're doing this for fun,
Yeah.
so like I was involved in a couple incidents tonight, and one of them, I mean, it caught me by surprise because I thought I was cleared, and then I just got right rear clipped, and I was straight up into the outside wall in 1 and 2. So and all I did was laugh about it. So
Yep.
that's all you can do.
That's all you can do. Yep, you got that right. Alrighty, Dustin, we're gonna celebrate your third out here tonight, buddy. We'll see you next time. Awesome job.
All right, appreciate you.
Thank you, bud. All right, well, that is Dustin Logston here tonight. Let's go ahead and get up here to Stephen Miles here, grabbing AP2 here tonight, Stephen. Well, kind of like, talking to Dustin here, buddy. You survived. I mean, I think it looks like here, too, from what I'm seeing, Stephen, good news. You finished the race with 0 incidents.
Oh yeah, the car was unscathed. Minor mishap. Turn one, I hit the banking and almost took out some guys, but I was able to save it and get a caution, get caught back up. But other than that, I was able to miss a lot of wrecks and be patient enough to stay locked in, to try to be prepared when we did get that green flag run and some green flag pit stops, and play the strategy right and try to put myself in position to be there at the end, either win or help a teammate.
Well, and it worked out for you. You pushed up Vicente there to the win. You got a P2, but man, talk about it down there here. Before we let you, talk about the next race. What was going on down there early on out here tonight? What was you hearing? What was you seeing?
Um, I well, I don't even think I qualified. Yeah, I started in the back because I knew how this track is with that blind spot with each corner, and then the exit could be kind of treacherous on the cars being in that aero package. What I was seeing was people just being blinded. They was following the truck behind them, looking at the back bumper instead of paying attention to the track, and upset their cars, or just turning left and not knowing if they're clear or not. Most of the caution was pretty much off of those two factors. So um, just wanted to sit there and wind it down, let the drivers do the work and take themselves out. Just keep my car clean, and my team mostly did that part. And there at the end, pit stops is a whole new game. It's no more worrying about people wrecking. It's about pitting with a pack and not pitting by yourself, and having good pit stops and good pit exits, because with this new draft package, you can pull away with 4 trucks if you stay lined up. So there at the end, I mean, we had to save gas too. It was a couple times I gave up the lead just because I had to save gas to stretch those last 2 pit stops to be able to race it there at the end. So it was a lot of games being played, a lot of mind games.
Yeah, definitely. So awesome job out here tonight at P2, man. Next week we go to the new Daytona Day. How do you feel about that track and having some momentum, going into it?
Uh, I'm always good with any super speedway race. I really haven't been racing like that over here. I just got in tonight with a teammate, and the competitor in me, I could have took his right side and won it myself, but I told him that he knew it. He knew I could have, but I mean, he been racing the whole season, so it been more better, more value to him winning and getting in the playoffs or having a good day than me winning, and I might not race for another couple weeks because I work so crazy now. So Daytona, I look forward to if I'm able to race it, and hopefully we could have some green flag runs there.
Yeah, definitely. So, all righty, Steven, awesome job out here tonight on the P2, man. Final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate, bud?
I want to thank, man, Tom Dixon, a good supporter of the league and of me. He always watch all the races and give me feedback and let me know what I did. And appreciate him, appreciate you. I always done an awesome job on your broadcasts and all the admins run this league. And no press to esports and Vince and all those guys. And congrats on Vince for his victory. And most of all, thank God and appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All righty, buddy. We'll go celebrate your P2 out here tonight, man. Hopefully, we'll see you next Saturday, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud. All right. Well, that is going to bring us to our victory. Victor here tonight, Vicente, pulling out the win, buddy. Awesome job. Finally got that win in the books after the dominating performance of you-know-who here, and then, Gabe winning it, last week. So, grabbing your victory here. Yeah, it took, 5 rounds, but you was able to do it. Man, talk about it. It was a rough night out here, but, you managed to survive it. Got to hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, it was it was a little hectic there in the beginning. I got a lot of cautions, but I'm glad it all worked out. Here at the end, with me getting the win here, first of the season this year or this season, and but I want to give a shout out to Dalton. We got connected and I pushed him, I think, to the lead there, and I just felt like when I wanted to stay committed to him and just keep him up there because it was if without him we wouldn't have caught that lead pack. We would have just
Yeah.
so yeah, huge shout out to him. Unfortunate that he didn't finish where he probably should have. I don't know where he finished, but
Dalton finished in 7th.
yeah. So, but all in all, I had to just take that deal. Like the outside were coming and they were creeping up to the middle lane and I had enough fuel, so that last pit cycle there, I needed to stretch it 1 lap just to be on the safe side. But it got disconnected with Ball and my other teammates there, so I was just pretty much on my own. I did see Miles up there leading, so if I was able to get close to him, we could help each other because we know how we both ran before together and we know our racing style and stuff like that. So I'm glad that he was stuck behind me and pushed me.
Yeah,
And I would have done the same too. If he was in front of me, I would have pushed him the same way.
Yeah, he said that, he could have taken the outside, made a move on you, but he didn't, because, his work
Yeah.
schedule. So, it'd have been, more beneficial for you to get the win than him. So, hey, he pushed you, to the victory. You got it out here tonight. Finally got it out of the way. Now it's, I wouldn't say it's go time, Vicente, but, it's the momentum is starting to get there. And, we go to New Daytona next week. So, having the win here tonight, getting away from IRSS for at least a couple of weeks to go into tracks that y'all know that are real tracks. How do you feel about Daytona? How do you feel about, trying to get at least a back-to-back win, but if not, maybe grabbing a top 3 to, help you in the, in the point standings?
Well, I every time I come into a race, my mentality is, throughout the season, I want to win. I like any other guy here on this, this deal, want to win. So, like I just take it, race by race. I'll race my race the way I do it. People might not like the way when I pit and stuff and take 4 llantas and go to the back and take a little break. And I just enjoy doing that stuff, like I like working through the pack. I might get caught up in wrecks and stuff, but that's just dice I like to roll. So, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and hopefully, same outcome comes to the next race and get another win.
Yeah, definitely so. Always shoot for it and try to get it, man. If not, try to get the best finish you can. Awesome job out here tonight on the victory for round number 5 here, the OP Unlimited Super Speedway Series, man. Final thought, shout out, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, I want to thank you for broadcasting OP for putting on league and all their admins, all the drivers that participated. I know it was a tough one for everybody. I want to thank our team over there at No Pasta. First round back or first race back for ball, so I'm happy that he got back in here. And a huge shout out to Steve, man. Steven, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have got this win. So a huge shout out to him. I can't forget my folks out in Arizona. Love you guys. Hopefully my dad's watching and he enjoyed the race, and my wife for letting me do what I do here.
All righty, buddy. Well, awesome win out here tonight, Vicente. Thank you for the kind words there. But as always, go celebrate your victory out here tonight, and we will see you next week.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Have a good one.
You too. All right, Vicente Guerrero winning it out here tonight. Congratulations to Vicente on the win here this evening. We're going to get to our unofficial results. We're going to get the admin stuff, but, we already said Vicente grabbing the win. Steven there in a second. Dustin third. Mark Mann, our sponsor out here tonight, grabbing a top 5 in 4th. Again, a big shout out to Mark Mann for sponsoring here this evening. Nick Wing in 5th. Anthony English 6th. Dalton Hayes 7th. Josh Ball in 8th. Rick Seabrands 9th. And Harold Rothery 10th. Dana Shepard in 11th. Bubba Winningham 12th. Christopher Jordan 13th. Rick Sanchez 14th. Zachary Workman 15th. Jerry Bergeron 16th. Andrew Santo 17th. Rem White in 18th. Scott Warren 19th. And Dwayne Corbett 20th. Jeff Crosby Sr. 21st. Rondale 22nd. Joe Thompson 23rd. Fort Sparks 24th. James Pileski 25th. Andrew Schroeder 26th. Dallas Childers 27th. Ryan Whitaker 28th. Gabe Butler 29th. And Brett Wolf 30th. Joseph Holder 31st. Jason Berg 32nd. And John Spizek will round it out here in 33rd. But again, our winner right here tonight, Vicente Guerrero, winning round number 5 here at the OP Super Speedway Unlimited Series. Now tomorrow night, CFM and action right here on MaxspeedTV. 8:45 Eastern, 7:45 Central. You don't want to miss it. But until next time, folks, stay safe. Thank you all, and have a good night.